Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back to the Humble Servant Homestead. Today I am out here, guys, getting ready to do garden update number 3. Now, I am down here at the bottom garden, and it is quite a bit of stuff that I didn't take you all down here to kind of show you this garden and what it's looking like, and the growth and everything that's going on down here. Now, I believe when I came on in and planted a few things down here, I believe we took y'all when we planted the sorghum, also the the okra, and I want to say on the tail end of when I planted the sweet potatoes and also the potatoes, guys. But what we're going to go ahead and do is give you all a full garden update down here at the bottom garden, so you all can see what everything is looking like and how things are growing here at the bottom garden. So with no further ado, come on along, let's go. We're going to go ahead and get started right here with the sorghum, guys. And so as y'all can see, the sorghum, they are growing really nice. I do have to come on in and do a little bit of weeding, but not much. One of the things I don't really worry with the weed, long as they don't have seeds coming in, I'll come on in and take care of them before they start going to seed. All right, so as y'all can see, they're coming up. One of the things though that I did not do with these sorghum that I said I was going to go ahead and do is thin them out, okay? Now, just been a little bit busy and I was not able to come on down. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave them and let them do what they do best, and that is grow. I may come on in and thin a few of them out that is too close to one another, okay? So that right there is the sorghum. All right. Okay, and so what we are going to go ahead and do now is move on to the okra. But before we go ahead and do that, we're going to stop right down here. And do you all know what this is?
Let me get a close up.
Now, just drop a comment down in the comment box. Let us know what kind of plant this is.
Well, we know what it is.
Well, we're supposed to let them tell us what it is.
Absolutely.
But guys, this plant right here have quite a bit of benefit, okay? Especially in a survival situation, you can get this plant, eat it. At times it grow wild. I think the birds, they may drop the seeds here and there. But this one, I have about 3 of them popping up inside of the garden. I did not harvest them just as yet because I wanted y'all to see what this is. So just go ahead and, like I said, drop a link and let us know, a comment in the comment box below, and we'll talk a little bit more about it maybe in the future or so. All right, now I'm not going to let this plant go ahead and go to seed. I'm going to come on in and harvest it before it do, and saute it up in a pan and make a little small meal out of it. Okay, but so let's get on into it now. We're going to talk about these okras here, guys. And so here we are next to the heavy hitter okra. Yes, this year we went ahead and do a little something a bit different, and that is planting a different variety of okras. Now, if you all remember, the variety that we usually plant here in the garden is the jambalaya okra. Now, that was next door to the other spot that we have something a bit different planted. But so far, these jambalaya okras, well, excuse me, these heavy hitter okras, they have been growing really well. They have been doing exactly what I want them to do. Now, if you all remember, this right here is a double row of okra. So each rows that I have here in this garden is double row. Now, I did say I was going to tell you all why I'm starting to plant my stuff here in the garden with the double row method. Now, the simple reason for that is, I'm going to give it to you today. When you plant stuff, especially plants that get a bit big, and you plant them close to each other, what that does, it helps to keep the sunlight from hitting the dirt too much. Therefore, the dirt stay a bit moister a bit longer, okay? So that way we don't have to come on in and water all the time. So that is why we're going with double rows, or planting our stuff here with double row, and also planting them a bit closer, okay? Not only that, we're going to get more space planting them closer, but like I said, it keeps the sunlight from beating on the soil. Therefore, soil stay a bit moister. But we're going to get on in here and get a bit close up with these okra plants here. So right here, guys, as y'all can see, these plants, they have been doing really well. Now, one of the things that I did do here this time around, guys, I still do come on in and pluck leaves that I don't need, because yes, I do need to spot my okras from a distance, and with a lot of leaves and different stuff like that up underneath, you're not able to spot the okras the way how you want to, and you will end up missing a few okras. But what I am doing this year, which last year that I did, I came on in and cut off all those side shoots, guys. But with this heavy hitter okra variety, from the pictures that I see, they left all their side shoots on here. So I'm going to, like I said in the video, I'm going to leave a few of these side shoots on here. But what I want to do with a few of the other okras in the last row is to go ahead and cut those side shoots, just to see how this okra plant is going to produce for us. Because yes, I do want this okra plant to hold up to its name, heavy hitter. All right, so what I want to go ahead and do, because yes, they have started producing already, okay? And if y'all can see here, that is a blossom that is awaiting to be open. All right, but so far I did came on in and do a little small harvest off of these plants. And so what I want to go ahead and do real quick, and like I said, guys, the beauty about it, when you're growing all natural here in the garden, you're able to come on in and pull this stunt right here. At least it's not a cayenne pepper mistaken for a Jimmy Nardello, right? But we're going to go ahead and do a little taste test. It's more on the sweeter side, a little, you know, have a little sweet to it. I'll say, hey, we'll find out a little bit more about it once we put it in the skillet and cook it up and see what it do. But fresh tastes pretty good, okay? But that right there is the heavy hitter okra, guys. It is growing really well since the time that I planted them. It has grown really well. Not a whole lot of disease or pest issue I've seen here. So, but as the summer get a bit riper, as summer goes on, we'll see how these okras here stand up and produce. Now, one of the things is, someone said, hey, how do you amend your bed? I showed you when I amend this bed right here, guys, and look at the result now. You can see the stuff is growing. You can see it's thriving in this bed. Now, I have not came back on in and put any amendment or fertilizer, but as time goes on, and if I see that these plants need a certain mineral, or, you know, hey, fertilizer or anything like that, I will come on in and add that, so that way these plants can go ahead and thrive. Now with okras, your pH need to be right at about a 0.6 or 6%, I believe, for okra. You know, slightly a bit acidic, not a whole lot. But guys, like I said, I don't do soil tests here on the homestead. I amend soil and I get it ready and I leave it into the hands of the Most High.
And your
And
tell you.
yes, well, when it comes to the pH in the soil and stuff like that, that's a bit different, you know. But if your plant need any kind of nutrients and stuff like that, it will tell you. Sometimes you're able to look at the leaves and you'll be able to see different signs, whether it may your leaves start turning yellow. That lets you know you may need a little bit of some more fertilizer with nitrogen in it. You know, but that's pretty much it. You know, as far as with the pests, that's something a whole totally different. You can see pest damage and you'll know you need to come on in and had whatever treatment that you need to apply. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on, but heavy hitter okra, stay tuned. I will come on in and do a separate video on the heavy hitter as it grows and as time goes on, so we can get a bit more in depth with the heavy hitter okra. So here we are at plot number 2 down here at the bottom garden. Now, like I said, it was quite a bit of stuff that I didn't take you all in and show you when we planted. Now, this right here is our bell peppers that we planted here, guys, in plot number 2. Now, there is several other stuff that we planted down here, but we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about these bell peppers here, okay? Now, if y'all can see, these bell pepper plants, they are loaded with bell peppers, okay? You got on this one plant right here, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bell peppers just on this plant.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you, because I had someone the other day that says, hey, whenever I grow bell peppers, it just don't do well for me. You know, what happened, they tend to grow tall and maybe put out a few peppers on the plant. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to let you know what you need to do when you're growing bell peppers, okay? One of the things is you don't want to throw a whole bunch of nitrogen on your bell peppers. A lot of times you'll go out there, you may get, if you're not growing organic, you'll get 10-10-10 fertilizer and you'll throw it on there. And what happened, those peppers, they tend to grow real tall, okay? And what that is because the nutrients level in the soil is too high, okay? It's too high, so that's why a lot of times your bell peppers, they'll grow straight up, okay? Like they just can't stop and only putting on just a few peppers. Now, this bed is amended the same way like that bed down there. But when I planted these bell peppers, guys, what I went ahead and did, I came on in with my burpee fertilizer and a handful, okay? I put a handful in the hole like I always do whenever I plant all of my other peppers. Now, what that burpee also do for this pepper plant, it come on in and it gives a slow release. The nitrogen on that burpee bag is, I think it's like 3% nitrogen. So it's not a whole lot, okay? Because with the manure that I put in here, I already have quite a bit of nitrogen in it. But what that burpee also have, you have your nitrogen, your potassium, and your phosphorus, okay? Your phosphorus is what's going to help with root growth, guys. And potassium is what's going to help with when this plant is getting ready to start blooming, okay? So it helps the blossom to hold on to the plant, all right? So that's what that is right there. But as y'all can see, a lot of these plants right here is pretty much, they are loaded, all right? Now right here we have a bit of a pest issue. Now what that is, I want to say it's the tomato hornworm came on in, and as y'all can see, it was eating on the leaves, and look at that. It went in and started eating on my pepper. But some of these pepper is ready to be harvested. But guys, I just want to show you all the production of these pepper plants. Look at that. There's probably another 12 pepper here on this one plant right here. Now, another thing that I will share with you all when it comes to planting bell peppers. I don't prune my bell peppers like I would my Scotchy babies, okay? Simple reason why, bell peppers don't really produce a whole lot of peppers like a Scotch bonnet pepper will. So what I will do for my Scotch bonnet, I will come on in and I will pluck off all the sucker down at the bottom. But with bell peppers, I leave my suckers. This is a sucker right here, and if you come on in and you notice, you're putting on flowers, okay? And what that is going to do is going to increase my yield with bell peppers. Now, another thing is, if you all see, I do have them inside of a cage. Over the years of growing bell peppers, they are a big fruit. So whenever these plants start to produce and the fruit gets so big, what happens? It will tend to snap limbs. Limbs will tend to droop over. And so that is why I put them inside of the cage to give them some support, guys. Okay, so that is it. And I could come on down and just give you all a little bit more shot to let y'all see that these plants they all are producing just about the same way. Look at that. Now this is also another sucker right here, and look at that. We have a pepper all the way down there. So that is it right there, guys. You know, I can go on and just show you all how these here are producing. And of course, like I said, hey, I am thankful and all the praise go to the Most High. I just come on out here, put my hand to the plow, and he in turn bless it, guys. So you have to put your hands on it. Get on outside and get in the dirt. Pray in your garden. Ask the Most High to bless your garden, and he will in turn give you a yield. All right. So come on along. We're going to move on over to the next row and talk.
Going down that row?
Oh, you want to? Oh, okay. You'll come on down. And so what we have down here at the next row and is where we also have a few eggplant planted out, okay? And I'm just going to get this leaf and I'm going to put it down there just like that. What that does, keep weeds from coming up. And that is the same thing I will do with my okra plants. Just drop the leaves. That discourages weeds to from popping up. So this here is a few eggplants that we have planted out down here at the bottom. All right, and so far they're looking really good. All right, so we're going to move on over to the next row. Okay, and so here I am in the next row of plot number 2. So right here is where we have some Georgia collards planted. Okay, so far these Georgia collards, they're doing good. Now, what happened the other day when we had all that rain here on the homestead? I mean, we had rain nonstop. We had humidity was very high. It was just not good for brassicas, okay? Because the reason why I said it's not good for brassicas, what comes with that is fungus, and also a bit of diseases can come with that. So what we got hit with was a few fungus. And how you can go ahead and kind of help to combat that is with the copper fungicide. Okay, you can come on in and spray that. But with those heavy rain, guys, and non-stop rain and humidity, your brassicas don't like that. You will start to see a few spots just like this right here start to popping up on your leaves. That's coming from fungus. So if you see that, just get yourself some copper fungicide spray and be able to apply that on those plants. Okay, so right on over here, and this is just all Georgia collards. Okay, so right on over here we have some tomato planted, and I'll come on down here that way you can see a little bit better. And so right here is where we have the tomatoes. Okay, so far the tomatoes, they are doing really well. They are also growing pretty nicely. So far, not a whole lot of disease. Now I did notice right here that I do need to come on in and pluck all these dry leaves right here. You know, as time goes on with these tomato plants, the leaves will start to dry up a bit. Okay, but one of the things that I did do, well, I did came on in and do it, but we do still have a bit low ones down here. But what is good for you to do with these tomato plant is for you to come on in and pluck any leaves that is touching the ground, that keep it from getting any kind of disease and stuff like that. So that is very important, guys, for you all to get those leaves that are touching on the ground, because what will happen once your tomato plant get that disease, it will start to spread to the rest of the plant. Okay, so that is pretty much it for the tomato plant. We'll come on over here and come down to the next row where we have a few more eggplants right here, and I believe it's going to be time to come on in and harvest a few of those. Okay. All right, and so neighboring, we do have a few more bell peppers planted over here. Now this here is some more bell peppers, and if you notice, we do have a few that is ripe that need to get harvested, guys. But that is pretty much it right here, more bell peppers. Now this is a plant that I want to go ahead and show you all. Now with all that rain that we had came through, this one went ahead and just dried up, thinking from too much water. Okay, or it could be just it could be root rot, which that's what it's looking like. If you can see right there, that's root rot from too much water. Okay, all right, so that is it for plot number 2. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next spot. Okay, and so come on along, we're going to move on over to the big plot. I guess you would say plot number 3. That is a big space down here at the bottom garden. Okay, so right over here is another spot where we have cauliflower planted, and also we have, this is cauliflower, and we also have
Broccoli?
broccoli. Yes, cauliflower and broccoli. You know, sometimes that old brain go to sleep, guys. Well, I'm not really that old, but hey. But nonetheless, we have the broccoli planted here. And like I said, we did had all that rain, so some of the leaves is not looking the greatest, you know, from that fungus and stuff that came on in. All right. So on over here is where we have the broccoli as well. Same thing. So this, you know, I'm going to show you, like, one of the things that I like here, guys, is you show the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay. This is one of those things that, you know, once nature starts throwing stuff at you, you just got to just go with the flow. You come on out and you tend to it just to make sure that you can save it. But nonetheless, I'm going to be coming in and cleaning up this broccoli here because we have harvested off some of them off of these plants here already, and the rest we may give to the chickens or try to find some pretty leaves that's in here like these ones right here, and we'll probably powder these leaves and just you know, hey, have them to put in smoothies and different stuff like that.
I was gonna tell them broccoli leaves are an awesome superfood, and a lot of times when you buy the mixed green powder in the store that you use in your smoothies and stuff, look at the ingredients on the back. Broccoli leaf powder is one of those ingredients. So what we will do is pick out all of the good leaves and powder them, and that will be a part of our super green regimen when we don't have brassicas that are growing or ready to be harvested.
So that means to say, meaningless to say, don't throw away your broccoli leaves, guys. Chop them up when you harvest your broccoli, powder them in your dehydrator. So what we're going to do now is move on over to our potatoes, okay? So this is our potatoes that we came on in and planted. We showed you guys how to plant potatoes, lots of potatoes using less space. Now, as y'all can see, this potato here have dried back, so that let me know, hey, it is time to come on in and start harvesting potatoes, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to just give a little scratch back and see what's going on, and hey, look at that. Wow. This is just a little scratch. This is not a harvesting video, guy, but look at that. We have potatoes. Wow.
Okay.
So you know what that means, right?
Harvest time.
It's harvesting time. And how we know it's harvesting time, like I said, we like to let our potatoes go ahead and start drying back, and that lets you know that, hey, they're finished. I'm ready to be harvested, and that is what we're going to do. What you think about this video? When we get done, we may do a little potato harvesting,
Absolutely.
huh? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get that out the way, and we'll talk a little bit more about these potatoes here, guys. Now, one of the things, if you notice how this potato was resting right on top. Oh wow, there's another one right there.
Looks like they're pushing
Look
up.
at that. Yes.
Wow.
So if you notice that this potato was just sitting right there on top of the surface. Now that is the beauty is when you come in with the straw, okay, and put on that. What that does, what the straw do for you is it keeps these potatoes from being exposed. If I would just have bare dirt down here, they would have been exposed. But this straw is able to keep them shaded and keep them from being exposed to the sun, which we know we don't want them to be exposed to the sun, as they will turn green on you and fill with toxic, guys. Okay, so we're going to be coming in to harvest some potatoes, but that is it right there for the potatoes. So come on along, and we're going to go ahead and move on over to the next spot. Okay, and so here we are in the next spot. Now, one of the things that I did not came on in and show you all that we have planted down here is callaloo, guys. Now we have about, I want to say about 5 rows of callaloo planted down here at the bottom garden. So far, these callaloo, they are doing really well. It's almost time to come on in and start harvesting some of these callaloo, but if y'all can see, real nice big leaves of that cow tongue callaloo, okay, also known as broadleaf callaloo as well. Now, bug pressure have been a bit crazy on us down here, but how it got this bad, guys, is when we had all that rain. I was not able to come on out and treat these plants right here, and the bugs was having a field day. Came down here, they have them knife and fork on them plate, they have their little bib, and they was just laid out on the leaves, and they were just chipping away. But yes, so nonetheless, like I said and I told you guys though, with these holes in the leaves, A lot of people, they run from them, but guys, that is not necessarily a bad thing. What these plants do whenever a bug or so come on in and pierce those leaves, what happened? This plant heal itself, okay? It pretty much heal itself. Yeah, the leaf don't look good. It may not look all that good for sales purposes, but really and truly, at least you know that bugs is coming in to eat your plants. That is a good thing. That lets you know that there is not no harsh chemical being used on the plants because the bugs are coming in to eat it, okay? Someone asked me what kind of bug it is that is eating the callaloo. Now, those bugs is the flea beetle, okay? They call them pigweed flea beetle. So, of course, you know, callaloo is one of those plants that is in the pigweed family. And so,
Emery.
amaranth, yes, in the amaranth family. So pigweed is in the amaranth family. It's a couple of different varieties of amaranths that are out there, and those pigweed flea beetle, they love them. Okay, so what do I do for treatment? Of course, you know, we come on in with our Castile soap, but I am here to let you know that, hey, I ran out of Castile soap, and what did I went ahead and used that I have on hand here at the homestead? It's another soap that been around for, I want to say at least about 100 years. It's been around for a long time. It is actually organic soap that is called Shakely's, okay? So you could look into that soap. What I did, I pour some out in my Castile soap bottle, throw me some peppermint oil in there, and that is what I am using right now to spray these callaloo with. And of course, the next spray that you would use is your neem oil, or you can also use Azera. You can go ahead and get you some Azera to use on these bugs here as well,
Yeah,
which
extreme case.
extreme case, yes, and that have the pyrethrin in it, and also neem oil, compressed neem oil, and that is what I am using to combating these bugs with, guys. And so far, hey, it is working. It's just that whenever it rains, you have to come back on out and reapply. If you don't reapply when it rains, you will be right back at square one. Those bugs will come on in and tear up your leaves. Now, usually those flea beetles, whenever I come down here, I can come and I can do like that, and I shake that plant, and you see them just jumping off and going all over. But as y'all can see here, no flea. Oh, here go one. Here go one. He look like he's probably stunned, but but look at that. That, oh, look at there. He just jumped.
Oh, right by your foot. Right by your foot.
Oh, you see one by my foot? Yeah, okay. So if you notice, I'm going to let you come on down here, and I'm going to show you. See all these flea beetles? Because I did came on in last night and treat these callaloo. Look at that. Those are all those flea beetles right there, guys. Laid out. Look at that one. He's stunned as well. And look at that. You can see flea beetles all over the ground. Now, if I did not come in and treat these flea beetles, they would tear my callaloo up. Now, as far as when I come on in and treat, I come in, say, twice a week to treat these callaloo. And if I come down here, say, tonight, and I come out 2 days and I see more flea beetles or whatever jumping around on here, I will go ahead and treat again, because you're not only just up on the flea beetles with your callaloo, but you're also up against moths and also butterflies. Now I'm going to show you the damage that they will do. Okay, and so this is the damage from your moths and also butterfly, guys. Now that is why it is very important when you come to spray your callaloo, you are also hitting up underneath the leaves, because those moths, what they will do, they will lay their leaves under, they will lay their eggs underneath the leaves, and they will eat from underneath. So if you only spray on the top, this little clear stuff that you're seeing right here, that is just the film from the callaloo, guys. And so they don't eat past that film, so therefore whatever you spray on the top is not able to give contact to them. So that's why you have to spray up underneath. I use my wand and I come up underneath the leaves to make sure that I am covering the whole plant. But I'm going to show you, like I said, I came on in last night, and these little fellas right here, those right there is those moth or butterfly cocoon. Okay, yes, and so they're moving now, but throughout the day they shouldn't last very long. They should start falling off. Like you can see, this one look like he got stunned. You see he's not moving very strong at all. Okay, but that is also one of the reasons why you must also come on in and walk your garden, guys, because when I come in and I walk my garden and I see signs like that, that let me know that I need to come on in and apply some spray to get rid of them. Now if I was not to come down here and spray these callaloo, I am telling you,
We have nothing.
all your leaves will be looking just like this. All right, and so we don't want that. All right, so we're going to move on now. I think we touched on callaloo for a bit, but we're going to go ahead and move on. Okay, and so right here is also where we have some more bell peppers planted. So far they are coming along. We have a few bell peppers up there that can be harvested. And another thing that I want to point out to you guys real quick is, if you notice, I am out here watering. Okay, the beauty with this drip system right here, you're able to water directly to the soil, okay, and not doing a whole lot of overhead watering. When you do a lot of overhead watering, guys, you want to, if you're going to do that, you want to do it in the morning. Simple reason why: you don't want to cause disease and stuff like that to come on inside of your garden. So you water early in the morning before the sun comes up. If you water it while the sun is hot, what's going to happen? Those water that is on the leaves of your plant is going to be like a magnifying glass to those leaves, and yes, you will burn your leaves up. So be sure to do it early in the morning, so that way once the sun comes up, it can go ahead and evaporate that water off the leaves slowly. Okay, so we're just doing a little bit of watering. And look at here, we have some volunteer Georgia collards from all those seeds that we have in this spot right here. Okay, and so now, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and talk about the sweet potatoes. Okay, so right in this spot right here, guys, you're going to see some sweet potatoes. Now what this is just slips that I pull from out of the garden that was already running all over into the row. I came on in and I pinched them, and I went ahead and plant them in this spot right here.
Oh, to finish off the
Yeah,
row.
just to finish off the row, because if you yes, so if you remember in the video, we didn't have any more slips to plant, and so what I did, I just went ahead, plucked some from off of the plant that's already running and took off, and plant them right here in this spot. So as y'all can see, the sweet potatoes, they are doing really well. They're running like crazy. And so, you know, like I said, of course, you know, we came on in with this mulch to plant our potatoes a bit different this year. Okay, what that's going to do, keep me from only watering these potatoes, say maybe once a week. Simple reason why: this mulch that I have on top is going to keep these sweet potatoes nice and moist till the growing season is over. The reason why I decided to go ahead with this method here, guys, just try something different here in the garden to see how it will turn out and what the result will be. And with doing it this way and not coming in and making rows, I am actually able to get more sweet potato slips closer in these bed right here. Okay, so that's what it's all about, planting more food with less space. Okay, and I believe that we were able to get that accomplished here on the homestead, guys. Okay, so needless to say, that is it right there for our sweet potatoes. And of course, when harvesting time get here, I will bring you all back on in once more again. Now we do have a few little bit of weeds that is popping up, just not a whole lot, just a little bit, and we'll come on in and pull them. But one of the things that we are also doing here at the bottom garden with these sweet potatoes is just coming on through and pushing them back, training them to grow that way, guys, and not in the walkway. I know eventually, once this stuff take off, and for each node, because each node, yes, will start pushing out their own little slip. And I know when that happens, it's probably going to be hectic to come on out here and put all them slips back in. But like I told my son, I said, hey, whenever you come down here and you see the slips are growing out of the beds, go ahead and put them back on in. But guys, that is it right there. I am praying that you all are also getting outside and getting in the dirt, planting something, all right? But you all can see where this garden has been coming from. I believe I showed it to you all when it was bare, when it was nothing, and now you can see it just slowly growing up. Okay, but guys, that is pretty much it right there. I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there. Remember, keep a smile on your face, you be happy, you be cheerful, and you be blessed.